I'd like to start out asking you guys some questions today. Just curious, who is your favorite player you guys have covered? Ever, just in general.
Austin Ekeler.
Hey, okay, I appreciate that.
I know the
Just
answer.
favorite player that you've covered that comes to mind.
In terms of like the type of person I'm talking
Sure,
to, or, like on the
sure.
field? Josh McCown,
Josh McCown, huh?
great dude.
Okay, just as far as personality or what?
Yeah, just like an easy guy to talk to. I was young in New York, and he like was always open to talk to me.
That's what's
Good
up.
dude, good dude.
That's what's up. So you like the openness when people just,
Like you.
yeah,
Tell me-
I'm definitely down to
The
talk.
problem is there's no open locker room, so we can.
Yeah, it's different nowadays. So anyone else got someone? Not off the top of the head?
I would say
Crickets?
Magic Johnson.
Who's that?
Magic Johnson.
Okay. So you've been doing it for a while then, huh? How many years is this for you?
21.
21. Yeah. So passionate about it then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I was just curious. Switch it up on you today. All right.
Austin, you talked about the importance of practice and maybe some of the differences of practices after losses versus after wins, just after a day,
Yeah.
walk through the day, practice and walk through yesterday, just how you feeling about how practice is going?
Yeah. I mean, practice has been good so far. We kind of switched up our routine a little bit. We're getting later into the year. So trying to conserve, but also make the most out of our time out there in the field. And I like the switch up we did, some more just shorter, but just really like intentional periods where it's like this is the specific thing we're trying to get out of this. Let's make sure we're on our keys, and it's been good so far, which means guys are putting in the time. When it comes to meetings and when it comes to going home, because that's where a lot of the development comes together, and then on the field it's expected that you already know what you're doing. So. It's good so far, and putting together another day today. Hopefully, we can build on that.
Is that something that Brandon talked to you guys about, being like, we're going to switch it up, and this is the reason why?
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
Yeah, like I said, we're getting later in the season. As far as before we were kind of doing this walkthrough, schedule, and I think our strength coach Lamondo was like, hey, let's instead of doing a walkthrough, let's just cut down the period and let's go just like burst. It's like a short burst of plays, right? Instead of just cutting it all the way down. And I think it's going to definitely help us get an edge, continue to get our tempos down, stay at the high speed, as opposed to tempoing it all the way down for the whole duration.
From last year to this year, how do you feel like the Bengals defense has improved?
Man, the Bengals team in general, has flipped from last year. Obviously, Joe Burrow's been a big part of that for offense, but defense, they've been stepping up in the run game. Their front is really, really tough and physical, and they've been bringing some zero blitz that people need to have a plan for, which can give people problems. So it's just, I think it comes down to, it always comes down to us executing. I feel like that's what's always been here for the Chargers, especially this year. So we're ready for all their zeros. We're ready for their man pressures. A few zone pressures in there. They're going to cover some man. All right, we got to win. We got to win. It was kind of similar to last week with Denver. I know they're going to play me man, especially on third down. So it's okay, Austin, got to get open. Give Herbert somewhere to go with the ball. And then it's not just get open, but it's okay, let's make some type of explosive out of this as well. And that's what it's going to come down to, right? How many plays can we make, but then how many explosive plays can we make out of those plays that we made?
Austin, I know it's kind of been rough for us the last 6 weeks, but you're in December playing meaningful football, playoff plays. That's pretty exciting for the entire team.
Absolutely. That's football, man. It's up and down, as much as we want it to be all wins, this is a competitive league, at the highest level. There's ones that we could have won. There's ones that we could have lost. It's kind of that mix. And, just where we're at, we still have a chance, right? And that's what you're looking for, especially coming into December. We're coming down the backstretch here, and really we can control, where we stand as long as we win. We're playing the Bengals. They're in front of us right now, so that's one we got to get. And guess what? That's the one we have this week. So, all emphasis is on that, and I'm really excited to go out there and compete in these next few weeks with the guys and, make our run.
Does it mean more after the last 2 seasons not being in a position to play meaningful games in December?
Yeah, it gives you another reason to want to play even harder, right? We're obviously playing as hard as we can regardless, but yeah, definitely being able to say you're in the hunt still is a little extra sugar on top, right? Where, the main goal is obviously trying to get all the way to the end. And yeah, we've been in situations where it's like, guys, we're out, we're just now trying to put good film out there, and been in situations where we are in the hunt and, making it to the playoffs. And it's just more things added onto the plate where it's like, yes, really excited to come in and, like I said, work with the guys. That's what it comes back to for me too. It's just being in this environment, and just even with you, like the media telling the story, us going out and playing, like the whole ecosystem just really gets me fired up. And especially when we have a chance to go to playoffs, it's really special.
How, for you personally, how quickly can you get past a loss? Like that game Sunday happens, and when are you over it?
See, for me, yeah, it's the loss, but it's individual plays. I think I pull from that loss, and I'm like, oh, if I did this, on that play, or if I would have taken an inside route or break, or if I'd have cut here, that really sticks with me. I think that sticks with me throughout the entire week and season. The loss, I pretty much get over, like we're going to win, we're going to lose some, but it comes down to my individual play where I really could have helped the team, that I really need to learn from that. So I don't repeat it, later on in the season. It stays with me for my entire career, right? I know plays, specifically, like there was a couple choice routes I run across the middle. I think it was the Vikings, I think it was, where I came across the middle, tipped the ball, boom, pick across the middle, like things like that. We're just like what was it? Patriots? Yeah, Patriots, right there. Thanks. And it's like, okay, let me get some of those after practice. Like, let me keep getting that mesh with Jay Herb. So plays, I would say, stick with me more. But the games, give me a couple of days, and we got to move on.
Austin, at what point in your career, there's only a handful of backs doing what you're doing this year. At what point did it click for you that I'm not just a undrafted free agent, I'm not just a meaningful contributor, I'm one of the elite backs in the NFL?
See, I don't even see it like that either. It's always, my mindset has been the same since I was a rookie, man. And it's literally just try to build. Like, I don't compare myself to anybody. Some people compare me when they're trying to talk, like, oh, he's, Kamara, and like, oh, Christian, like these catching backs, people that can catch the ball. But it's like, for me, I'm like, I can't focus on that because I started out special teams, and that was my role. And I just put everything into that. And then I started getting offense, and I got more offense. Now I'm full-time offense. And so it's always been, okay, how can I improve my game in this offense with the opportunities that I'm getting, right? That's my role. And so I haven't even, like elite back fantasy. I know that's all things, and I definitely, give attention to those people in that community. I really appreciate it. But when it comes to being in the building and being here, it's about just doing my job, basically, right? I'm not really like saying, oh, I'm elite or anything like that. I have a role. And I've built up this role to this point, and I continue to try to build on it. And whatever that is, whether it's leadership, whether it's, me shooting, who knows? I try to get back out there and gunner sometimes, I'm just like, Coach, don't forget, I can play gunner. So whatever it is, I don't know. I guess I just hate comparing myself to others, because I'm trying to be the best version of myself.
Have you actually asked Derwin to go play gunner?
No, I haven't asked him, but I've asked my coach. Yeah, Foster. I'm like, Coach, man, like he's like, let me write it down. He actually wrote it down one time. Like, I'll ask. Right? Because man, hey, that's actually my favorite stat. My favorite stat is from my rookie year. I led the entire NFL on tackles on punt. Like my rookie year, I led the entire NFL because I remember, man, like that mindset that I had, like continues with me. Is like everything relies on me going down here and making this tackle right now. Like my livelihood in this league depends on this right now. And that was how I approached the game. That was how I approached my preparation. And I was like, this is everything right now in this moment. And that's why I was able to, I feel like, have some success. I just put everything into it, right? And it carried over to everything else that I'm doing, not just football. It carries over to life. Like if you actually want something and you have an opportunity to take a risk and go get it, like, let's go.
Austin, I know you were on offense, but what has it meant to have Derwin James back this season?
Yeah, Derwin's, his leadership is, I think, what is most impressive to me, and just how early of a leader he became for our team. And it's the confidence in how he just holds himself, how he plays, his preparation. I think, just being prepared gives someone so much more confidence. And I think just him being a leader, the way he approaches the game and the way he loves the game and being around the team just shows, and it's contagious. And it's really contagious, especially when he's on the field. It's definitely different when he's, injured and he's here sometimes not. But when he's here and he's on the field, like, people feed from his energy, not just defense too, offense, because he's one of those guys. He's a rah-rah. He's going to be talking. He's going to be yelling. He's going to be breaking us down. He's going to be all that. And so we need those guys that are that type of energy that, is just what you want to be around on game day, because it's just like, yeah, like it's, the shivers, you need to get out there with the team, we're jumping around, we're getting ready. So, yeah, and obviously he's a great player as well, but, like, that's what stands out to me the most is just his personality and how that, reflects into the locker room as well.
Austin,
What's your approach to the game?
My approach to the game, wow. That's a deep question. I like it. I love the deep questions. Cause yeah, man, I never thought I was gonna be in the NFL. I never until I had an opportunity to go play. I was never like, hey, let me make it to the NFL. It was always like take advantage of what I had right now. So in college, it was like my athletics and my education, and so I put everything into that. And that's been my approach, not just to the game, but it's been my approach in life. Like I have a lot of stuff going off the field that I put everything into. And like people in my circle are just like, man, you work so much. But I'm like, I'm just so passionate about the stuff that I'm able to do right now. I'm in a very particular spot where the things that I'm involved in, I just love doing them. And so it's not even just my, like I said, my approach to the game, it's my approach to life is that, hey, if I have some type of effort and I'm passionate about it, I'm putting everything in. Everything as far as I immerse myself, as far as connections in the space, as far as learning about the space, as far as talking to people in the space. Even taking notes. I'm building an app right now. I have my foundation. I have all this stuff that's being built up right now. And so I just have different things and different times and a team around me to help me put this all together. And so my approach is, look, I have a limited time on this earth, right? And I want to do so many things. I'm so passionate about so many just different opportunities. Mainly it revolves around helping people become the best version of themselves. And it's like, for me to get going on it, I need to do it right now, especially when I have the NFL platform that I'm involved in. And in doing that as well, it's helping me become the best version of myself. And so I'm just very thankful for even you all today taking time out of your day to come here and listen, because it helps me. You guys help me create a platform, and you guys are the platform and the voice of our platform. So it's this whole ecosystem, but my mind has always been, hey, take advantage of this time and put everything into it. Just like, hey, there's nothing else that you can do. This is it. You got to, because what else are you going to do if you don't?
You're building an app.
Yeah, I'm building an app. Yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff going on. We need to have a conversation. So yeah, it's an app. We'll save it for a different time, and we'll keep it football today. But yeah, definitely for a different conversation.
How are you feeling physically? Because I think you're on pace to set a career high in offensive snap percentage. Just
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. Season definitely dragging on the body. That's just how it's been for all my years. Usually around week 12. I remember my rookie year. I sat on the bench after practice one day, and it was week 12. I was just like, wow, my legs hurt. I was definitely getting more as far as volume then, because I was on all the special teams. But even now, being in year 5, taking as many snaps as I've taken, this is the most I've ever taken on offense, and as far as carries and touches. And I mean, it definitely starts catching up with you. And just conversations that I've had with coaches, just making sure my balance is good, making sure I'm not getting overused, so we can make it the entire route, right? Because that's what it comes down to, being available, especially now in this month. So that, we're altering our practices to cater to those types of just grinds that have been put on our bodies. And yeah, even coach asked me today and walked through, how you feeling? I was like, I'm feeling. The NFL is no joke. This stuff hurts, right? But it's what actually makes part of the grind just that much better, right? I feel like I love it more because it's hard, right? It's so hard. It's like, man, I got to keep pushing. So just for my mental and physical strength, I think it's great. Yeah, it hurts, but I don't know. I kind of like the hurt.